FisherMN here. I just completed my first trip out towards the Mille Lacs area, and I thought I'd give you a report on how things went. So last Wednesday through Friday, I was able to find some smallmouth bass. The first afternoon I went, I did a lot of casting around some weed beds on the west side and didn't have a whole lot of luck, but I did manage a monster 20.5 inch smallmouth bass. I think I'll include the video with this fishing report. It's interesting on the lake how things can change from year to year. The spots that I was fishing were always good early in the season, at least for the past few years. But this year, didn't seem to be a whole lot going on in the afternoon when I was fishing, until I got to a spot last year where I rounded the corner and I found a school of smallies. I kind of remembered that, and that's why I was fishing that area, and that's what produced the big fish that hit the top water. I don't always take the time to measure a fish, but this one felt pretty big, so I thought I'd get out the measuring tape and see how big it was. As I'm doing that, I have a little clip that I can clip the fish to. I put them in the water so that they're not out of the water for very long, if you're wondering how I do that. It just seems to be a little better for the fish. Get it out, measure real quick, and then I put it back in the water. Later that night, I went to Garrison, if you know where the public landing at Garrison is, and fishing not too far from the Garrison public landing, I was able to catch a bunch of smallies on topwater baits. What's more fun than that, catching smallmouth bass on topwater baits? The ticket was right before dark they started hitting. I had a couple of short hits earlier in the night, and it seemed like once that sun started going down, the smallies were really looking to feed, and I had some really nice hits. In fact, I caught 5 and I lost 5 others. The 5 that I caught were 16, 16, 18, 19, and 20 inches. So some good size to them too. What a fight they provide. That was awesome fishing. I know a lot of people use a Zara spook when they do a walk with the dog type of action. Rapala put out a bait called a skitter walk. So they have a skitter prop, a skitter pop, but they also have a skitter walk. And not too many people that I've seen anyhow use the skitter walk, but that was the ticket. I think the loud rattle that it had really helped the fish to locate it, and then when they were ready to hit, they were smashing it. if you've watched my zones and targets video where I talk about fishing on a lake versus fishing on a river, I talk about zones being kind of bigger in lakes when you're trying to find the smallies, and rivers having more targets that you throw at. This day where I was fishing, it was the same exact setup as for the time when I had the zones, and if you've watched that video, the camera footage was very shaky. Well, this time I was determined I was going to get some great footage, but I did have some camera issues, plus it was getting dark, so I did the best I could. What can you do? The fish are going to bite when they're going to bite, and sometimes the camera's not going to catch the best action. The main thing is that you're out there fishing. Some other reports besides my own fishing experience, I talked to a guy with a smaller, maybe 14-foot boat, smaller motor, and he went out about the same time I did. He found walleyes. He said in 2 hours he got 40 walleyes just off the Garrison area. So if you're in for walleyes, you might want to check it out. Another report I got from one of the DNR folks that I talked to was that in the Grand Rapids area, the panfish are going crazy. So if you know of some favorite spots in Grand Rapids that you like to go for panfish, I'd get out there as soon as you can. Also, the Bemidji area has a lake or two that are producing some monster sunfish. That's about all I can say, because if you're catching monster sunfish, you're not usually telling the name of the lake.